Hello, this is Winter Collinns here, and welcome back to probably the most horrifying and terrifying, disturbing, disgusting, and downright horrendous furries that have been in the furry fandom from the early days all the way into today's time. Today, we will take a look at more of the most disturbed and depraved furries. Let's continue. Jokes aside, stop fucking touching children and animals, or I'm gonna find you.
The Pennsylvania furry
A
predators.
little boy.
We have uncovered a ring of grown men who have been a young boy over the period of the last 7 years.
Between 2016 and 2019, the police department of Pennsylvania busted one of the most sickening gangs of furry criminals in America's history. These six monsters continuously
when was
stripped
this?
boy of his innocence for nearly 8 years.
Hold on. When was this? Wait a minute. 2016 and 19. I joined the fandom in 2017.
Pennsylvania busted one of the most sickening gangs of furry criminals in America's history. These six monsters continuously stripped a young boy of his innocence for nearly 8 years, all for the sake of fulfilling their weird fetishes. This is the disturbing case of the Pennsylvania furry predators. In the summer of 2016 in West Wyoming, Pennsylvania, an investigator was conducting an online sting operation where he posed as a 13-year-old.
Investigators say the abuse began in 2009 when Parker began taking a 9-year-old boy to a county home where a group of men dressed up as animals referred to themselves as furries. They fucking group assaulted this little fucking boy. Don't let the flabs fool you. Don't let them fool you. These fucking flabs are made for flying. I ain't playing. Ain't playing. You know what's fucking up? JK, I love everyone, you know, loving furries. We have to be all happy all the time. Yay.
where he posed as a 13-year-old boy. It didn't take long for 40-year-old Jeffrey Harvey, who was an ex-corrections officer, to fall for the bait.
These dudes literally belong on Chris Hansen. These guys are literally Chris Hansen bait. I'm gonna start wearing my hat like this. My little fluff coming out of the center there.
Sir, to fall for the bait, thinking he was arranging to meet a child for intimate relations.
LOL.
By the time he got to the meeting point, the police
weren't.
arrested Harvey. And although they thought it was just another routine predator bust, this was just the start of a far more sinister story. During investigation, the police found texts between Harvey.
This dude looks like a fucking thumb. I wanna break his fucking neck.
In these messages, Harvey expressed his desire to have sex with Parker and the boy victim. This wasn't an imaginary child they were fantasizing about. This was a real boy, and the police managed to get in contact with him. Now, the victim's family was never released, but for the sake of this story, we're gonna call him Bob.
This dude literally is using his costume, his fursuit, to lure the kid in, and then he takes it off and proceeds to do whatever he fucking wants. Thinking there's no way that his stupid fucking ugly ass is gonna get caught.
So when police interviewed young Bob, who was then 14 years old, it became clear that they were dealing with a lengthy, systematic
7 or 8 year period. That means that this kid lost his fucking innocence since he was 9 or 8. I'm forgetting the numbers. My fucking brain is at this point crushed into a billion pieces with how many fucking trash ass motherfuckers that is being shoved into it. Basically, his whole childhood, his whole young childhood, before he was even 10, up to. He basically was a part of this shit, stuck having to be in his own body with this shit, deal with this for 7 or 8 years straight. He was about 17 to 18 years old when it finally ended. God, it makes me so mad I'm tearing up.
Abuse case here. According to Bob, these men have been hurting him since he was around 8 or 9 years old, and during those dark periods, they would dress up as different animals. Bob was related to one of the suspects and had been living with his grandmother when the abuse started, which is how Parker initially gained access to him. Parker, who was himself a furry, would take Bob to different apartments where other adults would be present. Sometimes the adults would get intimate with themselves in front of the child, while other times they would sexually abuse Bob directly. He told prosecutors he was forced to dress as the famous Tony the Tiger from the cereal commercials while they did things to him.
I'm cured. I'm no longer a furry. These fucking people. These are the kind of people that make me sad that I have to be human. That it's fucking sad that you have to be grouped in with creatures like this. These mother.
A follow-up interview was held, and that was when Bob revealed information about another abuser. 57-year-old Kenneth Fensky was one of the people Parker had taken him to see back in 2009. He went by the persona name Lupine Fox in the furry community, and according to Bob, while other adults would touch him when dressed in their costumes, Fensky would often remove his fox costume before getting intimate with him, which allowed him to easily identify him. The police arrested Fensky on January 27, 2017, charging him with kitty touching, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, corruption of little human beings, and unlawful contact with a little human. As the investigation continued through early 2017,
What the fuck was that? What was that?
Contact with a little human. As the investigation continued,
Shit. Hold on. What the hell? Kenneth, 57, of the that was held for trial for a child. Okay. Okay. Oh, he also had child porn too. Cool. 38. Yep, there's their names right there. I hope this motherfucker's dead already. There's the other two's names too. You're all these 30 to 50 motherfucking year old bitches. Oh my god. Well, these are all their. Oh, that's nice. Charged with bestiality and animal cruelty. Yeah. Okay, of course. We got another motherfucker that likes to touch animals too. Great. Looks like they got many fucking things stacked on them. Good, bitch. Good. Take it. Motherfucker.
17, more arrests came. 35-year-old Craig Knox was arrested in Virginia and extradited back to Pennsylvania, alongside 30-year-old Stephen Taylor, who was also arrested in Virginia in connection with the case. Both men had allegedly participated in the crimes at various locations where those furry parties took place. Then came 24-year-old Annalyn Durbin, who went by Mikasha or Mika in the fandom, and finally, 27-year-old Paige Sharon Tasker from Cumberland County. 6 people were directly involved in the harassment
Oh,
of young
here it is. No, it's not backwards anymore. Yeah, that motherfucker is the one that touches dogs, or animals at least. Usually it's dogs. This dude.
Bob for close to a decade, and these were the only perpetrators he managed to identify. In 2018, the trials on the case began. Anna Durbin pled guilty to her charges and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Jeffrey Harvey was sentenced to a year in jail and 19 months probation due to his mental health problems. Craig Knox.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. You're specifically doing this knowing you're doing it. You're knowing you're doing it by shit like that. Mental disabilities is a thing that people, sadly, they throw that out there. It's like the free N-word card. You just throw mental disability card out and everyone's supposed to just fucking bend to your will. No, that's not how it works. I got mental disabilities too. Guess what? I fucking deal with it.
To 13 to 26 years, and David Parker was sentenced in federal court to 30 years for child trafficking.
Good,
However,
bitch!
in a controversial turn of events, Kenneth Fensky wasn't found guilty despite Bob's detailed testimony. He managed to get acquitted by the jury and went away free. This caused serious backlash from the public,
Why?
as many people
Why?
questioned
Why? I don't get this fucking court system's so broke. It's so broken because it's like slap on the wrist. That's what people get when you do something that could basically just ruin someone else's life. It could just ruin it. Flat out ruin it. Because for some reason, the livelihood and care you're supposed to give a child is not as important as keeping these fucking assholes out of your prison system. Why? Don't know. And then you wonder why the fucking suicide rates are as high as they are now.
how someone who seemed so guilty right from the start could be allowed to walk free. Daniel Mizuho Yamas. Daniel Mizuho Yamas, a Californian based in Van Nuys, has been in the furry community roughly since about 1999. In the community, he went by the names Tora, Almighty Tora, or Growly. His persona was Growly, a dog, with a bit of relation to the Pokemon Growlithe. Now, for years, he maintained a fair presence among furries, attending conventions, wearing his grimy fursuit, and interacting with others within the community. But alongside that seemingly simple image lurked a dark interior. Let's get right into it. Daniel had a boyfriend. His name, Troy Gade, and somehow they fell in with a 14-year-old kid. The kid seemed to take an immediate liking to Danny and his bae, and soon he began hinting at them getting down with one another. Mind you, Daniel has sent nude pictures.
Why does this look like Omegle? Didn't that shit get shut down because of shit like this? We're the Future and Arcana, okay. I'll be both. You're welcome to pay a visit to my room. Okay, of course. So, just wondering if I hadn't been 17 yet, would you still be interested in me? I want to know more about you. Like, how long have you been self-sucking? When did you realize you could? So, it's teenagers being a teenager, and this dude isn't stopping, even though this was said. This is your job as you are the adult to know when to stop this conversation. Here it is. Disconnect. Yet, 246. 247. It took you a little tiny bit over a minute to be like, yeah, sure, type back. And then not even seconds later asking, how long have you been self-sucking? I'm sure I know what that means.
to the boy in question.
Oh my god. What else? Would you trust me to cuddle and play with you? I suppose. What do you mean by play? Kissing, sucking, maybe yiffing. Whoever uses that word is just... I love to hear details. Well, there isn't much detail to give. We'd cuddle, lose our clothes, and start rubbing our bodies together. What are you, fucking a sandwich? It's like, sure.
Among many other things. Growly turned him down and stopped talking to him, cutting off all connection when he realized how sick he was. I'd like to have said that if that was what happened, but no. Daniel wasn't so virtuous. Daniel repeatedly turned him down due to his age, arguably the only upright thing he does here.
I keep yawning because I'm getting so tired of this shit.
One, Daniel and Troy finally meet up with the boy in question. The three got together in a hotel, then took it a step further and spent the night in the same room. Despite the fact that Daniel thought that three of them in a room would be inappropriate, he let his boyfriend convince him otherwise. That would prove costly. Daniel claims, or at least claimed,
Believe it or not, I actually do maintain my suit. So why does it look so scraggly and matted all the time? Growly, you might ask. The fur that is used isn't the best for fursuits. In my knowledge, Made for You, oh great, no longer uses this fur because of the difficulty of maintaining the suit. I thought Made for You also had some fire for some reason. I don't remember. I have brushed the suit completely before going out in fursuit at cons, and not even 15 minutes into suiting, it's all poofed out and scraggly looking again. Thanks to the people who... no one gives a shit about how you fucking clean your suit. Shares list of charges, have to go on preliminary hearing. Full sheet of over 10 charges, 15 charges against him, immediately pleaded not guilty, as did my ex. Oh, of course your ex did. Jail and courthouse, oh, poor you. Trying to strike a deal. Strike a deal. Wow, I love how you use those kind of words. I sent a news picture of myself to the person, which is legal, which in legal terms is called sending harmful matter.
Troy and the kid did their thing. In fact, the three of them had fun together, and they even took pictures of the whole thing. They violated the boy multiple times over 3 months. Later that year, in June, the kid reported Daniel to the cops and he was afterwards arrested and tried. After denying the allegations, Daniel and Troy decided to plead guilty while looking for plea deals. Daniel was convicted and served 2 out of his 3-year jail term, finishing the remainder of his sentence at furry conventions while also being registered on the sex offenders list. But if you get burnt while playing with fire and you manage to escape, the best thing to...
I love how people I have blocked still try and cause drama. I'm talking to you, whatever that is. I know what you did. Mind your own business. You're putting this out on Twitter. Why don't you just ignore it? If you're not... So, if you're so fucking, I'm really good. I love this is 2016 again. Everything happened the year before I joined. Jeez. I wish I didn't have to fucking watch out for people like these. Now I don't. Now people are supposed to watch out for people like me. Obviously, I'm not a fucking pedophile or an animal toucher. I would never fucking do that shit because just hearing about it, seeing it, watching how these people interact with each other, it's just, it makes you want to fucking just throw up, crinkle into a ball, and poof, you're gone, out of this world. Yay, no more. It's just, I just can't anymore. I can't.
Angle Danny was working here, because how else do I explain his next course of actions? Daniel takes his shenanigans to Furfinity this time and links up with a 16-year-old.
I remember that.
They talk about some sus yoga stuff, and man, it is disturbing. When word gets out about it,
The empowerment people want to use on him instead of the kitty diddlers that go to the cons. Oh, it's a Majora Strawberry. Someone said, yikes. Families from the most remote inbred parts of Alabama voter mortality to the max. We can't ban Growly, sorry guys. Oh god, oh fuck. The Milo is coming. Come on, staff. We must not allow it. What? Apparently that's something that I don't understand.
They decide to dig into him. That's when they find out he's been disturbingly involved with yet another person.
Oh, this is AOL. Okay. I was like, why does this look like, it's the same setup as Omegle, but apparently this is what AOL looked like also. Oh, this is the whole transcript apparently. Wanna tell me about yourself? I'm your gay, how old are you? Yep, 33. Cool, I'm 17 and like both myself. Also I can suck my own dick. Okay, that's where that came in. He said I'm 17, and then he asked, do you have a webcam? Can I make up for it in any way? I can get the whole thing in. I've never shown anyone. Where do you live? Now you got me curious. Oh my god. I love watching people do it. How long are you? Why'd you add me on MSN? Oh, and this fucking kid's lying. For one. For two, what the fuck? Because I just want to keep in touch always. Nice. Oh, okay. I'd love to hear. I would love to hear you do it someday if you have the guts to. Maybe. It's funny because today it's my birthday. Happy birthday, sweetie. 17 today. Yep. Oh, God. This is. As much as I want to read the whole fucking thing, go ahead and read it. With parents interested in hearing about your fantasies. Well, I would love to see you self-suck and I'd paw to it. God, he's using all the fucking furry lingo shit. Stop. Just stop. Just stop.
At age 17, he was still below legal age, while Growly was 33 at the time. So we can see that he was actively engaging with kids half his age and less. What a standard to set. In their conversations, Growly tells this 17-year-old that he doesn't mind the age of consent and would gladly do it with a 14-year-old if only he wouldn't get in trouble. Sound familiar? Judgment Day comes on July 10th, 2019, when Growly is charged with possession and distribution of child porn. He was offered a plea deal later in November and served about 5 months in county jail with 3 years probation. Following Growly's numerous run-ins with the law, the furry community wanted nothing to do with him.
Wait, what? Why?
He had given the fandom a bad name, and he still decided he wasn't done with them, showing up for conventions and all that. They were done with him, and they were going to let him know just that. People rallied, and sure enough, they were heard. Growly's presence took a downward spiral in the furry community, and he was banned first from Fur Affinity when his chats with the 16-year-old got out. Then cons came after. Growly was banned from Anthro Northwest 2017, FurCon 2019, Golden State FurCon 2019, PawCon 2019, and many other events, all with evidence. Of course, he didn't like it, but the people were going to stand for what's right for the community. He had to go. Growly was obviously trashed from the start, but RC Fox was the opposite. A beloved icon who built the community's reputation until everything came crashing down. RC Fox. Carl Richard Kirkwood was one of the most famous furs in the furry community. From Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, Carl became active in the furry fandom way back in 1997 and was a furry musician, photographer, and event organizer. Carl believed he was an otherkintherian.
Oh, okay. So this guy is not just furry. They think that they are otherkin. Or Therian. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how old this guy is. I don't know if that's true or not. When I do yoga, I could feel my, like I explained in some past videos, I can feel like a spirit animal that's connected with me, and I think it comes from my Native American ancestry that they did believe that everything in the world, has a spirit, just like how the trees are living and the water moves, the things inside the water are living as well. The earth has an energy that is, used every day, that's given to us by the sun and by, all the things that make up the natural world. So these people, they are not specifically furry. They aren't furry at all, actually. Those that are only feel that they are otherkin or Therian. That is another thing. Same as, the pup community. We did videos about human pup communities a little while ago. And they just exist. It's just I'm covering all the bases as I go along and learn new things. Um, but yeah, these are people that actually feel like they are more identified to an animal than a human, or have passed as an animal in their previous life. Kind of how someone believes in reincarnation. Um, as a Native American, I feel spirits connect with me, especially when I'm doing meditation or yoga. And obviously, it's just a thing where you're just like you take a time to breathe in oxygen and breathe out and realize that your lungs are working and you're taking a nice deep breath, getting oxygen in, things are working in your body, your organs are your temple, your whole body is your vessel to keep you moving along the energy of the world. That's kind of the same feeling as these people get when they connect with their other bodies. They feel more connected to their other kin or their Therian selves. Um, Based on what I've learned, if you're Therian or another kin and you're watching this, sadly, um, let me know uh, what you feel like. Um, I'm open minded. I love learning new things, and I love teaching new things, and that's why I'm a teacher. So obviously, um, knowing knowing what I know out of everything, that's what these people are. So this dude feels like those people, on top of they just happen to be a furry. But just keep in mind, the whole point of me explaining this is not everyone that has like a spiritual connection to the earth, like me with yoga and stuff, or someone that is an otherkin or Therian or a human pup is the same as a furry. Furry is totally different. This person just happens to be a furry and also identifies as otherkin Therian, whatever they identify as. But I'm sure after we find out whatever the fuck happened, these guys will not um, approve of his otherkin or Therian side either.
Animal, particularly Bart Fox. So Carl embraced his fox side by adopting the persona RC Fox. For RC Fox, being a furry wasn't just about the cool costumes and whatnot, it was an escape from his deep struggles. Carl suffered from serious social anxiety and ADHD, which made him shy and very reserved.
Me too.
However, he claimed that the only time he really felt like himself was when he was inside the suit with other furs. Because of this, he really became active at shows and even began hosting some by himself. He was active with the West PA Fur Events and Pennsylvania Furry Entertainment Organizations, and was in charge of logistics during the 2015 and 2016 Midwest Fur Fest conventions. RC Fox was one of the good guys in the furry community, and many people in the public considered him as one of the faces of the entire fandom. So when his 2017 controversy sparked, many people couldn't believe the news. On the 31st of August 2017, RC Fox was arrested and charged with 20 counts of criminal possession of CP. During his interrogation, he confessed to possessing about 50 videos of CP on his computer. RC Fox faced the court in March of 2018, and after the hearing, his final
50.
charges included 20 counts of possession of CP 2 counts of dissemination of CP, and 1 count of criminal use of a phone.
Authorities added a second-degree felony charge for the dissemination of photographs, films of child sex acts. I wonder if this is videos that he just happened to have, or because it's on tier 5 or whatever this iceberg is, if it's even worse. Yeah. We'll find that in the next episode. Again, stop touching kids. Stop touching animals. Keep your damn hands to yourself. I hope, as time goes on, we don't have to worry about this in the future. Like I explained in many of the past videos already, we are the don't fuck around with us generation, and I hope for a fucking fact that you, whoever you may be, people that think that this person or anyone else was justified and that they should be allowed to have child porn, rape and abuse animals and children, and just exist and not have to have any kind of consequences in their life, in the fandom, and never even go to prison or possibly get prosecuted at all, or even have their face or name shown in public. You're the problem. If you think that any of that is justified and that these people deserve to be on the streets walking. If they don't, they deserve to be crawling because I break their fucking leg. Now, if you were able to hear that tirade over the loud music, I totally forgot to turn it down. Great for you. If not, keep your fucking hands to yourself. That's all I was saying. Okay. I hope we're almost done with this. I think we have like one more episode left, and it should be all good. Boop the like, subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next episode of whatever I make. Stay frosty, frostpack. See you in the next one. Bye. In all seriousness, keep your fucking hands to yourself.